Employment tests are standardized assessments used to evaluate a candidate's qualifications, skills, and suitability for a job. These tests are designed to provide objective and standardized measurements of a candidate's suitability for a specific role. Employment tests can encompass a wide range of assessments, including scored questionnaires, multiple-choice knowledge-based and aptitude tests, job performance tests, physical abilities tests, and interviews. These assessments enable a hiring manager to gather valuable data and insights that aid the manager in making well-informed hiring decisions. Today, we are going to learn more about the scored questionnaire. A scored questionnaire is a structured, systematic tool for evaluating a candidate's education, skills, and/or experience that is beyond the minimum requirements for a specific position. The scored questionnaire is completed as part of the online application. The questionnaire will consist of a series of questions pertaining to the candidate's job-related background. Typically, questions will be designed either as a forced choice inquiry, where candidates are asked to respond by choosing between one or several descriptions of their background and experience. Or, questions may be open-ended, allowing the candidate the opportunity to expand on her or his qualifications. Just like a multiple-choice test or an interview, a scored questionnaire is a type of employment assessment for which candidates receive a score. Typically, the maximum number of points that can be obtained on the questionnaire is 100. The questionnaire is utilized as a way to determine the best qualified candidates within the candidate pool, candidates who appear to be best prepared to take on the responsibilities of the target position. It is important to note that just because someone meets the minimum requirements for the job, they may still not pass this test part, as there may be other, more qualified candidates who have applied. Questionnaires submitted as part of the application process are validated by raters who are familiar with the job. As part of the validation process, raters will not only review the actual questionnaire, but will evaluate all information included in the candidate's application packet. Raters will consider information contained in the application, the resume, and any other material that has been submitted. If the raters feel that a response or responses provided by a candidate is insufficiently supported based on the information provided, the overall test score will be lowered to be consistent with the level of expertise actually demonstrated in the application. Let's consider some helpful tips to consider when completing a questionnaire that is going to be scored as part of an employment assessment. Answer honestly. It is important that your self-assessment is a true and accurate reflection of your background. When choosing responses to the inquiries in the questionnaire, choose the response that best reflects your experience or training. Remember to avoid exaggerating your background. Keep in mind that candidates who are found to intentionally fabricate or inflate their background and skills may be disqualified. Provide thorough answers. One of the most important things to remember when responding to the inquiries in the questionnaire is to read each question carefully and make sure to include all requested information. When responding to open-ended questions, it is critical that you answer each part of the question with sufficient detail so that raters can get an accurate understanding of your background. Failing to provide the information requested will likely cause a reduction in your score and may impact your likelihood of moving forward in the selection process. Do not respond to a question by indicating "refer to resume." Often, the inquiries in the questionnaire will request that you provide a level of detail that may not be addressed in your resume. So, even if you have attached a resume, take the time to provide a detailed response. Remember, it is better to provide more details rather than less, although make sure the information you provide is relevant to the questions that are asked. The details you provide can help the raters better understand the nuances of your work. Define acronyms and jargon. It is always best to avoid using terms or acronyms, as those that review the application may be unfamiliar with the terms. If you find that you can't avoid utilizing jargon or acronyms, make sure that you explain what these terms mean. Remember, your responses should be written so that people from outside of your workplace can understand them. It's always a good idea to have someone read over your responses before you submit your questionnaire, as that additional review may help identify responses that require further clarification. Of course, it's important that the person you have review your application should not be a candidate for the same job for which you are applying. We hope this video has been helpful. To learn more about our job opportunities, our application process, and our employment assessments, please visit www.lausdjobs.org.